Hey everybody, it's Mattie here with Altcoin Buzz. Hope you're having a very nice Tuesday out there. And we're taking a look at a number of stories today, so it's going to be somewhat rapid fire. We're taking a look by way of Lycia at another country that may be poised to benefit from cryptocurrency, given some of the difficulties they're going through. We're taking a look at this update by Luke regarding Lightyear, which is an arm of Stellar and a new acquisition that they've made. We're taking a look at news out of China by way of Lycia. China allows blockchain-based evidence in court. It's one of two stories we have today on China. We're also looking at what the Winklevoss twins are doing with the Gemini cryptocurrency exchange to launch something that's going to be more or less a competitor of Tether. But we're going to begin, as always, on altcoinbuzz.io with this article today by Luke. Chinese find way to avoid crypto trading ban with Tether and VPN. So what is this all about? With the total crypto ban in China, which we've talked about lately, Chinese traders have found ways to circumvent the government's ban on cryptocurrency trading and initial coin offerings by using Tether and virtual private networks, which we call casually VPNs. Therefore, despite all efforts from the Chinese government, money from China is still flowing into crypto until another extensive shutdown will be released at the very least. This is why I always say, and I know a lot of you out there don't like John McAfee, but one of his best points I think that he's made is that even if they wanted to, even if it came down to a very black and white set of laws and rules, he can't stop cryptocurrency because it's just as simple as using a VPN, using a way to, as Luke points out here, circumvent the system. This is not something that's unstoppable. This is like plugging a crack in the dam with your thumb. The water's going to find another way through. So this is all based on a report by the South China Morning Post, and the report claims that Chinese regulators do not have the technical capability to block these traders from gaining access to VPNs effectively. According to that report, quote, Chinese regulators definitely have the technical ability to shut down VPNs. However, traditionally it takes numerous conversations with different stakeholders to reach a consensus on configuring a firewall, which lengthens the process. So that same report quoted Tidebit Chief Operating Officer Terrence Tsang, who runs a centralized digital currency exchange in Taiwan and Hong Kong, as saying, quote, the latest warning and potentially increased monitoring of international platforms are targeted at a batch of smaller exchanges that had claimed to be foreign entities but are operating in China, claiming that they have outsourced their operations to a Chinese company. Those exchanges whose website landing pages are in Chinese have drawn particular scrutiny by regulators. So I think it's always the case that you're going to be able to, make examples of certain individuals that are breaking the rules, and you hope that scares off everybody at large, en masse. But it doesn't play out that way in real life because there's so many ways, at least in the world of cryptocurrency. I'm not advocating breaking the law. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying that this is the kind of industry that it's impossible to ban. If you want to read more about it in detail, do check out the South China Morning Post. We're going to link to that in the description below. Cryptocurrency traders in China find ways to get around state regulators despite tighter security. Let us know what you think about that, especially if you're a Chinese member of the Altcoin Buzz Army. In other international news today, we have this piece by Lycia, Storing Public Money in Bitcoin, a way out for corrupt states. Now, as you guys know, we've talked about different states in the past. We've talked about Venezuela. We've talked about Uganda. We've talked about places in the world where, they've run into their fair share of economic troubles. And for one reason or another, and sometimes they are different reasons, cryptocurrency seems to be a good solution. So here you have a new take by way of Lycia. Bitcoin's decentralized design has struck a chord with numerous advocates of corruption-free societies across the world, with Santiago Siri preparing to offer his plan for storing national money in Bitcoin. Michael J. Casey, a senior advisor for blockchain research at MIT's Digital Currency Initiative, begs the question, quote, can Bitcoin save Argentina? So Casey says that Argentina is the reason that he got into Bitcoin in the first place. Now that the country is experiencing yet another currency crisis, he poses a rhetorical question as to whether Bitcoin can help the ordinary Argentinians to overcome by incorporating a coin into the set of its economic solutions. So Casey said, quote, it becomes entirely expected that government officials will rob the public purse. As a result, tax avoidance and graft are normalized and entrenched in Argentina because, as Lycia points out just above, like in Ukraine, there's a view where any taxation, including on crypto, is viewed as a means of government's illicit enrichment. So it really does seem that it's all about reinstilling a sense of public trust. So as Alicia writes, but let's say that, quote, Argentinians could outsource the record-keeping system underpinning their payments and value exchanges to a decentralized network that's controlled not by mistrusted human institutions, but by a common, censorship-resistant, math-driven protocol. What would happen then? And there are parallels to be explored, guys, as Alicia writes about here, in Venezuela, in Uganda, and to perhaps a lesser extent, but also in Turkey, as they're going through their own economic woes at the moment. If you guys would like to read more about Casey's proposal and how it specifically relates to the issues that are being felt and that are being observed in Argentina, do be sure to check out Alicia's article here in full. We're going to link to that in the description below, as well as this piece that she links to in her write-up. Argentina back in crisis. Should the government buy Bitcoin? Let us know what you think. And again, always interested to hear the perspective of those members of the Altcoin Buzz Army that are living in or around those places that we discussed. So if you're Argentinian, please do be sure to leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your perspective. In other quick news, Lightyear buys US blockchain startup Chain to move business to Stellar. Article here by Luke. So Lightyear is the for-profit arm of Stellar, and they have successfully acquired San Francisco-based blockchain startup Chain, according to an article from Reuters today. The two companies will now stop their individual brands and form a single entity called Interstellar. Very clever. The new company will move Chain's existing users onto the Stellar blockchain platform and enable organizations to issue, exchange, and manage assets. So here you have a quick quote by Chain's chief executive officer, Adam Ludwin, who said on Monday, quote, "We were looking for a way to help our customers move the projects that we have been working on from a private network to a public one. When we started a few years ago, our customers were not ready for a public network. Fast forward to 3 years, their willingness has gone up and the maturity of the public networks has changed a lot." So you guys can read more about the details of this acquisition in Luke's piece here. Just to sum up, Interstellar will employ 60 people with headquarters in San Francisco and an office in New York City. Furthermore, Interstellar's product portfolio will also include Stellar X, a recently announced marketplace for trading assets on Stellar. Stellar X is currently in beta phase and will launch to the public soon. So as we get more information about this project and this development, of course, we're going to share it with you all out there in the Altcoin Buzz Army. For those of you that are big proponents or enthusiasts of Stellar, let us know what you think about this deal. It seems like it's got some potential. Let's see what happens. You can read about that, of course, on Reuters, as Luke referenced. So Lightyear buys US blockchain startup Chain to move business to Stellar. Check this out if you're interested. We will link to this in the description below, as always. In our second installment of Chinese news today by Alicia, China allows blockchain-based evidence in court. So this is like a bit of a subtle piece of news, but it does shape the way that things are going to move forward. It does shape the culture. Everything that happens in crypto, whether positive or negative, has a butterfly effect of some kind. So regarding this story, China's Supreme Court has allowed parties to submit evidence to the court, which was collected and stored on the blockchain. Thus, the institution has reiterated the previous decision by the Hangzhou Internet Court of a similar kind. So this particular decision is all about rules and how to deal with cases via the internet. Thus, as Lisa writes, it says, quote, "The Internet Court shall conduct cases online, and the litigation links such as acceptance, delivery, mediation, evidence exchange, pretrial preparation, court trial, and sentencing shall be completed online. According to the application of the party or the need for a trial, the Internet Court may decide to complete some of the litigation links online." So then, in addition to those initial rules, you have Article 11, which later adds that in order to prove the authenticity of the presented data, the parties can show, quote, "electronic signature, trusted timestamp, hash value verification, blockchain, and other evidence collection, fixed and tamper-proof technical means, or through electronic forensic evidence platform certification. The Internet Court needs to accept and review the evidence." So if that is the kind of thing that you can present, it does, by my understanding of this new amendment here, or whatever you want to call it, my understanding is that it would need to be reviewed if the parties involved in the litigation are in a circumstance to be able to provide it, or if they so choose. And there's some other good news that has blossomed out of this. So the news follows the announcement that the People's Bank of China has begun pilot testing a blockchain trade finance platform, which aims to create a specialized ecosystem. The country has also recently published an official guide for members of its ruling Communist Party. The book is titled Blockchain, a guide for leaders. So if you'd like to learn more about this, we're going to link to some of the original news sources, but do be sure to check out Licia's article in full. Leave her a comment, leave us with your perspective, and I don't think it's a bad thing that all of a sudden blockchain-based evidence is allowed in courts. That's not too bad. You can read a little bit about this whole story here in the original Mandarin here. This is court.gov.cn, which we'll link to in the description below. You can also check out this page, netcourt.gov.cn, the litigation platform of Hangzhou Internet Court. And finally today, guys, with our last story, Winklevoss-led Gemini cryptocurrency exchange launches Tether competitors. So today, Gemini, which is the cryptocurrency exchange founded by the Winklevoss twins, has announced the creation of a USD-pegged Ethereum token that looks to supplant Tether, which is USDT, as the stablecoin of choice among Bitcoin traders. With the stablecoin, Gemini hopes the crypto will become a digital cash, bringing together the best of fiat and blockchain assets. The video is running a little bit long today, so we're not really going to spend much time on this, but here's the statement from Gemini. Quote, "To date, there has been no trusted and regulated digital representation of the US dollar that moves in an open, decentralized manner like cryptocurrencies. The Gemini dollar, ticket symbol GUSD, combines the creditworthiness and price stability of the US dollar with blockchain technology and the oversight of U.S. regulators, namely the New York State Department of Financial Services." So I think there are obviously some reasons that one may, not fully trust Tether. They've done an okay job, but it's ambiguous as to some of those audits and whatnot that they've been through. So I don't mind the fact that, for me, again, I've mentioned it before, I'm very free market. I don't mind the fact that Gemini wants to introduce some level of competition into that space. And if that means that Tether's got to sharpen their game as a result, then why not? Competition is a good thing as far as I'm concerned, especially in a burgeoning market that's growing like cryptocurrency. So that's my opinion. If you have a different one, let us know what it is in the comments below. If you want to read more about this particular development, do be sure to check out Luke's article here, which we're going to link to in the description below. Very quick update from our friends over at Safe Haven in a recent tweet. What a great day for Safe Haven IO. We are officially integrated into the VeChain official wallet. Don't forget to whitelist at safehaven.io for upcoming community sale. So do check that out if you're interested. We're going to link to this tweet in the description below. And after that whirlwind of news, guys, there's going to be more coming any second now. So do be sure to keep up to speed by using Altcoin Buzz and Altcoin Buzz News. Follow those handles on Twitter for the latest. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, and Telegram. If you're not up to speed on our latest information video-wise, do be sure to check out the most recent video here on the right, as well as articles on altcoinbuzz.io, which you can link to by clicking on the right here. Members of the Altcoin Buzz Army, if you choose to invest, hey, I wish you happy investing. I wish you well. We'll see what happens with this market. If you choose not to, that's fine too. But either way, have a great Tuesday. Have a great week. And we're going to see you again soon in a new video. Take care.